Hello, story lovers, and welcome once again to another edition of Legends Untold. Today, we are going to be talking about one of the coldest revenge stories in history. And no, it is not a myth. It was very, very real. Her name was Olga of Kiev, and she didn't just clap back. She came for blood, for fire, and total destruction. But let's set the stage. It's the year 945 AD, and we're in the land of Kievan Rus, a rising Eastern European powerhouse. Think medieval Ukraine, Belarus, and Russia combined. So trade is booming, there's Viking blood in the royal veins, and power is everything. Now ruling this land is Prince Igor of Kiev, part of the powerful Rurik dynasty. And by his side is Princess Olga, his noble and fiercely intelligent wife. Historians still don't know her rule, they are still debating it. Some say she was Slavic, others say she had Viking blood. But what was certain is this: Olga was not your average medieval wife. She had political savvy, she had a sharp mind, and beneath her calm surface, there was always a storm ready to come out. Now here's where the madness starts. Igor, like many rulers of his time, was all about collecting tributes from the tribes under his control. And one of these tribes, the Devlians, had been paying him for years, but when Igor pushed for more money as usual, they snapped. So they captured him and tied his legs to two bent beech trees and then released the trees. The result was that Igor was ripped in half, one of the most horrific deaths in medieval records. The Devlians thought they had won, obviously. They figured with the king gone, his wife would panic, the kingdom would crumble, and they could absorb the Kievan Rus. So they sent 20 top emissaries, like 20 top ambassadors to Kiev to go and tell Olga that, hey, your husband is dead, but don't worry, marry our prince and we'll make everything right. And that's when everything hits the fan. Olga greets the envoys politely, she listens to what they have to say, she smiles, she pretends to consider their proposal, and then she gives them a gift, a bathhouse to freshen up after their long journey. So these emissaries, they walk in, they relax, they undress, and then Olga locks the door and sets the bathhouse on fire, burning all 20 people alive. There was no warning, no mercy, just ash and silence. This was Olga's message to the Devlians. You killed the king, now you are going to deal with a queen. But she wasn't done. No. She sends a message back to the Devlians. I accepted your offer. Please send your most honored men to escort me to your prince. I will marry him. And they do. At this point, they don't know that their emissaries are dead. They still think they have got her wrapped around their finger. So they send their nobility, the best of the best. When they arrive, Olga welcomes them again. She leads them outside the city to meet her people. And there's a massive ditch that has been dug for them. Before they realize what is happening, Olga's men throw them into the pit and they bury them alive. That's the second wave of death. First we had the 20 emissaries and now we have the nobility that she had killed. Still, she wasn't finished. She sends one more message. Let me come to your capital to mourn my husband's death. I will hold a feast in his honor. Now, at this point, the Devlians are scared, but they still agree. Desperation. Olga shows up with a full entourage and makes a grand show of mourning. Then there was the feast where hundreds of people gather. There's food, there's wine, there's singing. Everyone is drinking, everyone is happy. And when they are drunk and unarmed, Olga's soldiers slaughter around 5,000 men in one night. So now that's 3 strikes, but is she done? No, she's not done. She wants that city to burn. Now, the Devlian capital is Coldest. It's barely holding on. Its defenses are weak. Its leaders are either dead or terrified. So they surrender, begging for peace. And Olga, she says, I won't destroy you. Just give me a small tribute, 3 pigeons and 3 sparrows from every household. That's all. I mean, that sounds odd but fair, right? So they agree. But what the Devlians don't know is that Olga is about to commit the first known instance of aerial warfare. She has sulfur and burning clothes tied to each bed, and then she releases them. The birds, of course, fly back home to the rooftops of their own nests and homes, and then fire everywhere. The entire city of Wisconsin goes up in flames. The homes are burning, storehouses collapse, people are running and screaming, and those who flee out of the city are either captured or killed by Olga's men. So Olga wins, but not just a victory, but an absolute historic annihilation. After this campaign, Olga becomes the sole ruler of Kievan Rus. Her son, Sviatoslav, is still too young to take the throne, so she rules as regent for years, something unheard of for women at that time, medieval period, you get. But here's where her legacy even evolves more. She begins introducing tax reforms, centralized tribute systems, and law codes, transforming Kievan Rus into a more stable and efficient, powerful state. And then Olga makes another shocking move. She converts to Christianity, likely around 957 AD, during a visit to Constantinople. She's baptized by the Byzantine emperor himself and takes the Christian name Helena. She even tries to bring Christianity to Kievan Rus, though her son resists. Still, this move lays the foundation for what will later become the official Christianization of Russia under her grandson, Vladimir the Great. Now here's the twist of all twists. Despite her violent rise to power, Olga is eventually made a saint, canonized by the Eastern Orthodox Church. Why? Because of her early adoption and promotion of Christianity and the way she held her empire together. She becomes known as Saint Olga, the equal to the apostles. Can you imagine? A woman who killed thousands, burned cities, and outsmarted every man around her is now a spiritual icon. So Olga's story isn't just about revenge, it's about power, strategy, leadership, and transformation. She proved that a woman in the 10th century could not only survive in a brutal world, but conquer it. She was a warrior, a reformer, a queen, and later a saint. Her reign left a lasting mark on Eastern Europe's religion, politics, and culture, and her legend is still absolutely badass today. So that's it, guys, for today's Legends Untold. Please join me for next edition, and remember to comment, like, share, subscribe. Let me hear what you have to say about Olga. Do you admire her? Do you think she went too far? Let me know in your comments. Until next time, I'm your host, Whimsical Amy. See ya.